show, SWAP-A-PALOOZA pop-up. What's up?
2 weeks.
Yep.
Wait, 2 weeks?
2.5. Almost.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday.
2.5 weeks. So, February 26th, y'all come out. Four Corners Brewery, South 1311 South Irvay Street in Dallas.
It's like on the outside of Depot.
Yeah, right. Yeah. A little past it.
Yep. So we're excited for that. We got a lot of stuff upcoming. We got a partnership with Fan Fortress here in Allen. That's where we're live from here today.
Yep.
What's going on?
Shout out Scott. Shout out Frank. You know Frank, a.k.a. Randy, Frank Castle.
Many names. I go by many names.
Many names.
Which one's fake?
Yeah.
Scott Kinney here with the Retro Expo / Mania.
Mm-hmm. The retro brand.
Yeah, the retro brand in general.
So when we always talk about that show, how it being our favorite show.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the genius behind it right here, y'all.
I have so much
It's a
fun.
fun show, man.
I think I spend sometimes like way over my budget. I say I got $200-300 for my budget for picking.
I think that's why a lot of us sign up for this show, so that way we can go picking. It's just one of those things.
I always blow my budget the first day. The rest is just like, it's one of those things, as a picker, we go out there and we oftentimes we go travel all over different spots, different events and stuff, and we might find one thing. But Retro Expo is a place where it's a one-stop shop.
Yeah, because you get a lot of good vendors there that have vintage to newer stuff that you can't find, and it's just it's a good show. It's usually
and a lot of that. I mean, I give credit to Scott big time, him and Gail. You guys have exactly what you just said. The great selection of vendors. It's hard to find good quality vendors for these shows sometimes because I've been to past shows. I won't say names, but you go out there and it's like the same stuff every time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just aggravating sometimes as a collector and a picker, obviously. But you guys do a great job at
Thank you.
curating the vendor list.
Well, one of the things that we did that's we have Retro Expo and Retro Mania shows now. We have celebrity guests, but we started with just dealers. So we started Retromania in New Braunfels with just dealers, no celebrities. So we focused on the dealers and the dealer room experience, like people coming in and shopping. So we went out and recruited. I just basically lived in New Braunfels for like 2 months and just hit all the flea markets, all the comic shops, and was handing out my cards, to people trying to get them to try to do the show. And so that helped us build a dealer base. So now the dealer's room is awesome.
Yeah.
And then we added the celebrities. Okay. And cons do it vice versa. They spend all their money on celebrities, and then they have to have like candle makers and crafters and like
soap makers,
and
wood burners.
Yeah, so if you're collecting toys and you come in there and like half the dealers are State Farm and shed companies or whatever, it's like a bummer because you spent like $40.
What was that big show that we were at? The big show they had Nebraska Furniture. In one of the toy shows, it was just like, what?
Yeah, an Army recruiting station, stuff. It's just like people want toys.
Yeah.
I always see the Army guys there. They're always there trying to recruit.
Yeah.
Guys are trying to recruit a bunch of nerds.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And they have like a huge setup too. It's usually like a centerpiece, like 4x4, booth. They're just like, what's the Army doing here?
I can't remember what anime con I was at, but that just said electric, like electric company.
Yeah.
I was like, are you doing well? They're like,
no. Well, it's Fan Expo. Fan Expo has a lot of that. Yeah.
There's a couple of them like, dang, it's out there.
And they've made their booth rent, really high.
Yeah.
And so, like mom and pop dealers, we try to, we started out with New Braunfels doing it like by the table, and then we went to the booth setup just because, it's like half the dealers don't get table shows and the other half want a booth, So we went with a booth setup, but we tried to keep the price low enough where a guy that just is selling his personal He-Man collection, it's cheap enough that he'll bring that in, and he's not going to charge the eBay prices for his stuff. He's just like, I'm just selling my collection, and so you get a deal.
That happens a lot, but it's also kind of sucky too because how many times have we gone to set up at a show and then of course us other vendors go and then we start like blood in the water. The
Yeah.
guy ready to sell everything, and the show hasn't even started. So
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, it kind of sucks for the like the people that are.
Well, they're there to sell anyway. I mean, that's what they're there for. That's why they're there.
Money.
They want to sell. They want to, as long as you don't try to break them down and you give them kind of what they want. I think they're happy at the end of the day.
The last show I saw that happen, it was multiple booths. Scott, you were there. It was that Retro-A-PALOOZA in Arlington.
Yeah.
I don't know how many booths around us were like they sold everything before the show even started.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, my buddy Russell went to a guy's small booth. He had retro gaming and stuff. He bought his whole booth Friday before the show.
Well, retro gaming is going nuts right now. Like it's all of a sudden just getting hot, even hotter than what it was. And
I was telling Christian, I don't even bring it as often until I build it up, because if I bring like 3 or 4 Pokemon games, they're gonna sell. 100% gonna sell. And I'm like, let me build up a nice selection before I bring it out. Because if I have 2 or 3 games, they're gone.
Yeah, because I set up at that Retro-A-PALOOZA. For the first time in just toys.
Yeah.
And I did really good compared to because I mean you got to think about it. Games and toys go together. Because growing up, there was Ninja Turtles, playing Sega, and just He-Man and all that stuff. We all had that.
Yeah, there's some collectors that like they just collect their childhood, and I'm that way too. Like, if I had this poster and this magazine and this trading card set and this toy and this video game, I'll collect all that stuff. Yeah.
There's some people that are just strictly games though. I did that Retro Fest. I think I did the one last year, and it was a game show. And I was there with Pops, and then I think Fanboys was there with Pops, and I did okay, but it wasn't like a lot of people I talked to. They're like, oh no, we just collect, like this is what we collect.
This
game. Like they don't go beyond that.
Yeah, but that Retro-A-PALOOZA is beyond gaming. Which is good. So that crowd is a good crowd to be at.
And I think it's because their channel, they also do the Toy Chasers. They have Game Chasers and Toy Chasers, the guys that put that show on. So they, they build an audience of toy guys that come too. But if there's too many toy guys at a gaming show, you're not going to do well. You have to have a pretty good mix, mostly games.
Another thing too, what they do really good about is bringing in a lot of those YouTubers. We are fans of the ones here local. Yeah. And you got Retro Rick there. He won that year. He won like booth of the show or whatever. Yeah. And they bring in a lot of people.
I noticed some of the gaming guys are bringing vintage toys. I saw a lot of their booths with He-Man.
Retro Rick's doing that.
Like they're doing the toys. They're bringing the toys and
lots of VHS. He's doing a lot of that now. To be honest, I've spent a lot of money at his booth at that show, because he had all his VHS tapes for like $2. And he had some bangers. There were some X-Men joints. Dragon Ball.
Nice.
Pokemon, I bought.
You got to get it. You see, you got to get it, because you walk away, you know what's going to happen. So it's going to be gone, and you're going to be like, damn it, why didn't I buy it? Sitting driving home all pissed off. Get it.
It's crazy. So many people look for different things, though, like we were saying, whether it's from your childhood or whatever. Like, usually when I bring out the Power Ranger stuff, man, I usually do really well with that. Because there's not too many vendors that have Power Ranger slims.
Well, I took Power Rangers to New Braunfels, and it was insane. It was it's all pretty much gone. We had it here at the shop for a while, and it was not moving.
Dude, that's what's so
crazy. It took it all to the shop. I took it to New Braunfels, and the next thing you know, it was we're down to a little bit, like maybe 5-10 items.
I typically bulk up on that stuff specifically for your show, because I've done well with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers stuff there.
It's all the age of the collector now. It's like the 90s is coming in full force right now, because those people are in their late 20s and early 30s. And then Power Rangers kept going. Power Rangers in space, and then Zeo, and Lost Galaxy. So it's like, now you got people coming in their early 20s to the show that just watched it 10 years ago. And are like buying the figures, and Hasbro's putting out like every season of figures.
I know you messaged me about the Power Rangers in space, and we talked about it. Was it what you expected? Did it turn out?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they did great. In New Braunfels, those guys were excited. We had a Power Rangers in Space reunion at our Retromania New Braunfels a couple weeks ago. Was it 3 weeks ago now?
Yeah, about 3 weeks.
And there was 5 of them, so it was a little reunion, and they had lines out the door. They were happy.
That's good.
Yeah,
I love that show. So that's my first out of town show. Period. Like, never been out of town for a show. And he was like, you should go. And I was like, well, I love Retro Expo, so why wouldn't I love Mania? So we did it, and I had a blast.
Yeah, it's a fun vendor show. Lots of people that people to hang out with and talk to and stuff.
Almost felt like we were home because there were so many people.
Yeah.
We
Just know your faces.
Yeah.
There's a lot, and we all help each other when we're there.
Hey,
so.
what's crazy is the people from Dallas that go down there. They do the road trip.
That's it. You've seen a couple customers come down from Dallas. And I always tell them to go too, because if you really want to go, that's going to be the best place to pick. The vintage wise, because all the people from South Texas and a lot of people from El Paso, everywhere.
I bought a bunch of stuff off on Seco. I bought like 2 or 3 big mega.
Yeah, he brings a lot of good stuff, and you don't see up here in Dallas all the time. So
even my dad bought something.
Oh yeah, even his dad bought something.
My parents want me to help out.
Yeah.
And my dad saw something. He was like, he loves Bruce Lee. Was Bruce Lee, right?
Yeah, Bruce Lee. It's from Moncito, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Big old old,
the quarter scale.
Gifts,
the old NECA.
Yeah.
If you find an Elvis one, let me know. He wants the Elvis one.
Yeah.
He's got a store out in this kind of rural area down, I think, south of San Antonio, and he just sucks up all the stuff out there because. I don't know. He's finding crazy stuff out there.
I'll be honest with you. I think I've bought from him every show. Or done a trade with him.
Yeah. He always works with y'all. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we did a trade on some vinyls that I had. He's like, "Oh, just trade me whatever you think might be good."
Yeah.
And I gave him some Day of the Dead, vinyl stuff. Mm-hmm. Dude, I kid you not. Not even 5 minutes later, he sold them. I was like, I go, these do well for me. I think you can probably sell them. He puts them on himself. Boom, they're gone.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I love picking out there. And then I hit a lot of the thrifts out there, too. And, they're on the way to Round Rock, the NT Gallery. Always stopping in there. It's fun.
Yeah, that's a good place, too.
Yeah. Good eating, too. So.
Then comic shops, too.
Oh, yeah.
Half-price books and all that when you're going over there. They got really good stuff you can find.
Yeah, some of the stuff that I find out that way, I'm like, why didn't anybody buy this? It's such a great deal.
It's weird. It's like some of us, when they're in Austin, they pick different compared to when we go down there. Because to us, we kind of know what's selling up there and what's selling over there is different. So
and those people in Austin, they always tell me, we really don't have much here.
Then we go over there and come back with a trailer full.
Yeah, and then I'm like, well, y'all got a lot of stuff I'm finding. But whatever the market is there, they always tell me, we have to drive into San Antonio.
Or they probably go to that same store and they see it and they're like, I'll get it later, and then we show up and it's all gone. Yeah.
It's all gone. I love it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things about. I mean, I love the monthly toy shows or whatever, but when you have the same group of people that set up on a regular basis, people take you for granted because they come in and they're like, well, you'll be here next month.
Yeah.
So that's the shows just being once a year or twice a year. It incentivizes the shopper to go ahead and buy because it's not going to be here next week or next month. It's like it's here right in front of me right now. Buy it, or you're not going to get it, kind of a thing.
I agree with that. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
That's something you have to balance when you do regular shows. Is try and swap out some of your dealers, or actually swap out your own merchandise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned that over the years. I know you can. We have to.
Yeah.
Because it gets stale.
And you gotta let them know too. Sometimes hey, I got another big show, so that next weekend, so I might not have it next month.
Exactly.
So if you want it, I'll give you a good deal.
Yeah.
Of course, today or
trade.
Yeah.
Just trade people stuff.
Yeah.
What's funny is I've done shows like that where monthly back to back, and I'll have a con the following weekend. So I'm saving everything that's good for that, right?
Yeah.
So I'll take my bottom of the bottom stuff, just to have something there.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, where's your stuff you had last time? I was gonna buy it. I'm like, well, you were here last time. I said, I have a big thing next week. They're like, oh, will it be the same price? I'm like, probably not. I'm like, what? Just So
because you got your con prices, and then you got your monthly show prices.
So people are like, dang, I missed out. I'm like, yeah. So maybe we're here next week, or come to the con.
Yeah.
I say I'll have a lot more stuff.
Yeah, and the con, we don't need to we have to because the booth is way more at the con.
Exactly.
We're dropping at least $1,500-$1,700 before the show even starts.
Yeah, plus
you gotta
hotel, plus parking, plus gas.
So that's the reason why we have con prices and then your monthly prices.
It's very different from a $30 local show to a $1,500 local con or even
Yeah,
con.
for a little 10x10 booth, $1,900.
Yeah, with everything in it.
Yeah, and you're hoping to make at least that back, but you usually do.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. That's a lot of people, vendors I talk to, they're scared to jump into the bigger cons.
Yeah.
Because they're like, the booth price is crazy. But at the end of the day, you got 3 days to make that money. You divide that, and if you can't make that in 3 days, then it's time to
It's
just
kind of addicting too.
Yeah.
When you first start doing it.
yeah.
you see,
Because the
like,
money profit is
Yeah.
different than your monthly.
For sure.
It's
Maybe just the experience of it though, like the setting up the meeting, to seeing different people, different crowds.
Oh, yeah.
different shows.
Because you get people that never go to the monthly shows. They just go save all their money for the big
shows.
cons.
Yeah, and that's
So-
a different. It's like a different crowd. The monthly show guys are regulars, and they come into the shop. They're all very, very familiar faces. But at the big cons, you see people that you only see once a year
Yeah.
or twice a year, and
Oh,
they'll
yeah,
they're buying from you, but you don't
Yeah.
see them until the next show or whatever.
And they save their money for like 5 months before.
Yeah.
So that way
Yeah.
when they go in there, they have $3,000-4,000 with them just to drop on whatever they want.
Right.
Because you got to think of autographs. They're not cheap at big
Oh,
cons.
no, not at all.
And then so they're going to be running around doing that, and then so they got to have as much money as possible. And then if they see something they want, they're going to drop it without having to say, "Hey, will you take this price? Will you go lower on this?" And
Yeah.
stuff like that. Sometimes they just want to buy it and keep moving because they got to go to the line, which is awesome.
And I meet a lot of people like that, like you say, they save up. Because, like, we meet so many people at these shows.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember everybody you meet.
Mhm.
It's usually like a one-off. Like, oh, I met you
Yeah.
here. I don't see you for like 5 months. They come back, like, oh, I bought from you last time.
Yeah.
I'm like, explain to me what you bought. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's hard. Because,
Yeah.
we go
Yeah.
so often.
Yeah, and then how many cons we go through, and we meet a lot of cool people out there, and it's just like it's hard to
We
remember
brought
sometimes.
some new people I did meet. I mean, that was cool. It
Yeah.
was like,
I will say this: the difference from the pops, because I sell a little bit of everything. But if somebody buys a pop off me, I probably won't remember them. But the vintage, like the
Oh, yeah.
one-off pieces
Yeah.
or whatever, I'll remember that person because I was like, I didn't even want to sell that. You bought it. I was
it's because you
yeah.
get attachment to it.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because a lot of the stuff, we find in the wild, for the most part at least, or unless we buy a collection, but then you're like, dude, I really like this piece, but you put it out, and then most likely that's what's going to sell
I think it's always
every time.
more special with small stuff, like stuff that you don't think
Yeah.
will, especially we don't think will sell.
Man, I got something off of him. It was a vintage Naruto yo-yo.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. I was like, I told him I'm
Mania.
looking for specific
Yeah.
pieces to pick up. Remember? Because I've been picking like certain things,
Mhm.
and then he had that. And I was like, dude, it's like, yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for.
That's awesome.
yeah, and it's weird. It's not like it's
Package.
expensive or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
but it's just one of those
Cool
pieces
stuff.
I
that
love
was
the
either at a
slice.
gas station when it first came out in the '90s or whatever,
Yeah.
and you don't see it no more because everybody opened it or
Right,
no one
yeah.
bought it because it's like I don't want this yo-yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And then it to me,
Yeah.
like, dude, it was mint.
Yeah,
It was like,
like-
all in the package.
I
It's
know
like,
you
dude,
showed
this
me.
is-
It's
Yeah, I love stuff like that. Me particularly, I love smalls. Like,
Yeah.
that's just what I'm attracted to. And then I put it out. If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So,
Yeah.
What's the word that they use? What's his name? Anthony uses tchotchkes or
Tchotchkes.
tchotchkes or whatever. Yeah,
Great.
That's, smalls. They do good smalls.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because when you got your collection on shelves, you got your big stuff, and then you fill every little nook and
Little-
cranny
yeah.
with the little
Like
Little-
little
Yeah,
muscle
rubber
man,
figures
different.
and stuff, muscles and stuff.
Yeah.
So anything you can put on the shelf,
It's funny though, like whenever I see all the YouTube videos and you got a group of guys that go picking together and stuff, it's funny to see what they're attracted to. And I've done it several times with him. Well, at the last Retromania,
Yeah.
we started walking the floor,
Yeah.
and we both were like, boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
just hitting
Yeah.
left and right. We
I was
got the
trying to
wall
buy-
bears.
Yeah.
I got that boot. Was it the monster boot?
Yeah,
Which
the-
didn't even last 30 minutes. My
That was
boot.
on-
Oh, you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got a
yeah.
killer dude. The
Oh,
guy-
see, I learned to put my stuff under the table in a box because I want to take it home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even last. I put it. It was just sitting there on the table. I think I bought it for what, $20.
Yeah, so like
Give me
Yeah.
a deal on it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I sold it for $50-$60.
Nice.
Like, not even
Yep.
30
I
minutes.
gave
Yeah.
you a pull up and you're selling it. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I just keep mine in the box because I want to take it home at least
At least
enjoy
look
it
at it.
for a week
Yeah.
or two before I
It's
decide.
funny when you buy stuff like that and you put it under the table because people always see it. Like, how much is that? And I'm like, no.
They do that to me all the
They
time.
find it. I don't know how they find it, but they find it.
It's
Like,
That's
like
number
looking,
sell.
like, digging in your purse
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, what's in these totes down here?
Just granola bars, man. You want to know that.
yeah,
That's funny.
That's how the Chicago Toy Show is. They on setup day they let people buy floor rights.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're setting up, customers are coming in, and they'll lift your totes up and stuff. So like if you don't want anyone to come in your booth, you literally have to like block it off because they assume that they can come in and just kind of go through your stuff or whatever. And you know, when you got a lot of stuff to set up, it's kind of, but you can make some quick sales.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that? Like letting people come in early during setup?
Well, they've done it so long; it's like a tradition there. So you got to know when you go set up there that people are going to come. But yeah, like we try to run people out on our setup, you know, because that's the time when the dealers can kind of trade with each other and do stuff like that. That's like a privilege to me.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
a dealer privilege. Like you paid for a booth to set up, so you get to participate in that.
Yeah.
And then we have early bird for customers that want to pay more to get in, like a couple hours early or whatever. But I feel like as a dealer, that's kind of like a right.
Yeah. For a read.
I love it.
Yeah.
I've benefited from both sides of that. So I know you're same with me.
Back then, I used to pay for the VIP before I was a dealer because I used to do these shows all the time, but just to buy.
Yeah. First one.
And I would always buy VIP just so I can get in first.
Yeah.
And now that I'm a dealer, it's like so much cheaper just buy a dealer a booth and
Like
sell
if
some stuff, make some money, go picking.
I've convinced people to set up, sometimes, like, well, I don't want to spend, whatever the booth price is. And I'm like, you can just buy.
Yeah.
Like, you can throw some stuff out on your table and you're just there early and you can do some buying.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like the thrill of the hunt, And then if you can get a bulk deal out of it, even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had in Tulsa, like you're saying, at our last Tulsa Retromania, we had like 3 booths sell out at the show. Like someone just came in, just like, how much for everything in your booth? And I was like, where did this guy go? This is like this one guy's booth. He was just like left, and he was like, oh, somebody just bought him out.
Yeah.
Bought the totes.
He took the money and just like, I'm out.
We did Collecticon in Houston, and the previous year, it was the only time they've ever done a show in Houston. And the 2 booths right next to me got completely bought out. I mean, their entire booth. And they had, it was like a mini store in each one. I'm like, what the hell? Who bought that? But there's always somebody. And if they're going out of business or just downsizing, overstock, whatever they have, I mean, it happens. I think on every show. Even if we don't hear about it, it happens.
I'm still waiting for my first buyout. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, me too.
But I want to do it.
I've got the price in my head already.
I've done a couple, but nothing crazy. But
I've done bins. Like, I bring out big bins. I know you have that. Sometimes too, people are like, well, how much for the whole bin? I've done that. But I've never, nobody's ever bought my booth.
Yeah, I cleaned out 2 tables once.
Oh, you cleaned out at Dusty. Remember all those pops? You bought that whole, you bought everything.
Yeah,
I remember that.
A little there and a little at some other show.
Yeah.
So, sometimes you just got to do it.
Right.
And you feel if you don't do it, it's like you're going to regret it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like you don't know what the seller's motivation is. Like someone might be coming in just to get rid of everything.
Right.
Like, I wish someone would just buy all this stuff. You ask around enough, you're going to find the guy that's like, yes, it's all.
We just got done doing that new toy show out in Fort Worth.
How was it? I would get it.
Crap, dude. I spent way too much.
Did you?
Number one, I spent way too much. I made one phone call, and it was to Sean, and we ended up buying all kinds of stuff. But before he even got there, I was like, I called him like 20 times. I was like, get up here.
Yeah.
And he didn't pick up. And then I started picking. I bought a bunch of like import stuff, like brand new in the package, old stock, whatever. A lot of it was like anime stuff. Sofubi, got some Godzilla pieces, a lot of stuff that I'll debut at Retro. And I spent like $1,200 in the first hour, and I was just like,
it'll happen, and you got to do it. You have to do it.
Sean freaked out, and he's like, calling me. He's like, SOS, call me back. What are you calling me? I know it's an emergency. If you call me this many times, I got him on the phone. Dude, he was there in like 5 minutes. He was hauling.
Well, yeah, because that's y'all's neighborhood.
His Fort Worth. And so
Fort
he shows up, and then he's like a madman, like a ping pong, just going everywhere.
I could see it right
He had bags. I'm like, what did you get? He's like, well, that one guy he sent me to, he's got all this good stuff, and he kept pulling stuff underneath his table. I said, I told you. So for me personally, I made like $200 but I spent $1,200, but it was worth everything.
Yeah.
Because I only paid $30 to set up.
Yeah.
So again, it benefits you to like pay that $30.
Yeah.
Get to pick before anybody comes out. And I got a bunch of cool stuff. Man.
Yeah, I heard about that show. I just wasn't able to go to it. Fort Worth's kind of far for us.
Well, I would say there was a
So-
lot of pickers there, like the normal pickers.
Yeah.
And they were a little upset that
You
they
bought
saw underneath my table, and
Yeah.
they saw Sean in there, and they're like, "Oh, you MFer."
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah, but it was fun. But it's a lot of the guys we
Out
know
of
that are
towner.
pickers. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Bagger.
We cleaned our place. What's funny is the guys go, "Hey, you guys want to set up again next month?" But not because they wanted us to set up; they wanted us to come back and
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. He's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I got you down for two tables." Next month. I was like, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I just love that hunt, that thrill,
Yeah.
and just the excitement. Because honestly, a lot of the stuff that I picked there was from my personal collection. So
Yeah.
I was like, there's a couple pieces I'll bring out to Retro Expo, but I would say a good handful were for me, especially some of the VHS that I picked out there. Yeah, sealed. I mean, dude, I
Yeah.
got a bunch of horror VHS there.
Oh wow.
All sealed.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, some good stuff.
Nice.
Whew.
So what do you got? A Retro Expo coming up, right?
Yeah, March 4th and 5th, and we used to do it in Plano, and this next one we're moving to Allen. So it's at the Allen Convention Center, the Waters Creek Convention Center right here in Allen, Texas, right off 75. And then we're here real close at the shop at Fan Fortress, and that's at 718 East Main Street in Allen, Texas.
I can't wait. I can't
Excited.
wait.
Yeah. I won't be there though. I'll
Oh,
be
yeah,
at
you'll be at Colt Classic, right?
I'll be at the Colt Classic in
Yeah.
Bastrop.
It's gonna be weird doing a
yeah.
retro show without you.
Yeah. Usually I'm always at Scott
I know.
shows every
He's got a
show.
booth anyway. He didn't want
So-
to lose his spot.
Yeah. So I got some people holding down the fort for me.
That's
So
good. That's good.
that way they're bringing great stuff always. David and Anthony.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
they're
Bargain Day?
yeah.
Oh, dude, I shop
Yeah.
with him too much.
Yeah. So they'll be there.
I want to try to be there Saturday. I'm double booked for that weekend, for the retro weekend. So
There's a lot of shows that weekend.
Yeah.
There is like 5 shows I think going on. One in San Antonio at a mall, then another one that I heard that's down South Texas, and then of course Colt Classic, and then
Oh yeah.
and then Retro Expo, and
It's show
then,
season, baby.
like
Yeah,
and I think
it's
there's one
more
going
than-
on in Houston too, like
Yeah.
a toy show, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just sucks sometimes because now no one can leave out of town because they want to stay
Yeah.
for the thing, but maybe they'll just go to 2 different ones.
yeah.
Well,
So-
what's nice about this March date that we managed to snag is that in the past we've always gone like a couple weeks after Fan Expo, but this time we don't have Fan Expo in front of us. So a lot of that money
Yes, that's a big deal.
Oh,
that
yeah.
goes to autographs at Fan, because Fan Expo, the autographs there, you
Yeah.
know, it's like insane.
It's insane.
Yeah, they'll have like 50
Those
guests or
lines
whatever.
are
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Chevy Chase, $120. It's not too bad.
That's still,
I was,
Yeah.
I was like, I
That's
saw
doable.
that. I was like, I'm might do that
yeah,
one
he's
because
worth it though.
$120. I'm like, I might end up.
just to meet him. I would
Yeah.
think,
I was like, oh fuck.
Just to be insulted
Yeah.
by him.
Yeah.
I know last year, was it last year or the year before? Carl Weathers, right? He's
Oh.
Ooh.
his was crazy.
Well, yeah, especially if you brought a Funko Pop,
And
like,
premium item.
Yeah.
That was considered the premium
yeah,
item.
like get out of
It was
here,
like
man.
$350, and you
Yeah.
know, I lost count of how many people I saw that had
Had
a pop of him signed,
Yeah.
and I was like, holy crap,
Yeah, what does that pop go for with that?
$350 for
Like
if
4 or
it-
5.
4 or 5?
Funko Pop's considered a premium.
I have it,
item.
but I don't know if I
That's what he said.
spend
$350
$350 to get signed.
That's the see. It doesn't make any
Wow.
sense because it's still because there's no COA coming with the 350.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
that's
you're just getting an
additional
autograph,
expense.
and there's nothing to go. I mean, yeah, we know that it's legit, but if you're
Right.
trying to resell it, they're gonna want
Oh
all
man,
the
his line
paperwork.
was outrageous
Yeah,
too. That's what was
so-
crazy. I wonder how much he took home that weekend.
Oh,
Man, 350. That's
Yeah.
insane.
5 figures?
Wow.
I think who told me that? I think Robert told me that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
actually more
He-
than Mark
Yeah,
Hamill
because he
was
wanted
charging.
one, and he's told me
Rob
about it.
was,
Yeah,
Rob
50,
was
right?
so mad.
Yeah.
He brought up the never meet your hero thing.
Yeah.
He was so pissed at it. He was like, dude, I've been like, I grew up with this guy and loved him.
Yeah.
I've always looked up to him, and then he's like, I don't like him anymore.
yeah. I mean, he was Action Jackson.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
That's
so.
crazy.
I think the only thing you can hit that sign is if Rocky, if Sylvester Stallone's there. I'll get Rocky signed too.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you don't charge 350 because
I mean, they're going to.
yeah.
Yeah, Stallone now. Imagine really.
Well, what was it? Arnold was 1700.
Yeah,
What?
this was crazy.
Yeah,
It's
17
autograph?
Yeah.
for autograph and a
VIP
picture.
package only, right?
Yeah,
Something like
VIP.
that.
Yeah, but all the proceeds went to like charity.
Yeah. I know
So it wasn't
Michael J.
like for
Fox
him.
is the same way. When the last
Yeah.
time he was here in Dallas, it was like VIP package only. Like
Yeah.
that's the only way you could get it. And it was $350, I think.
Michael J.
starting-
Fox.
He's
What
like a
is-
special
He was
room,
here
though.
for one day
Uh-huh.
Expo 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was because he always cancels, obviously.
Yeah.
The whole lineup, or most of the guys were there, and the cast. And then for that Expo, I think he was there for Friday only,
Mhm.
which was kind of weird, but he was there for maybe 5 hours. So $350 a pop just to get in that VIP line.
Yeah.
Well, his package starting at $350, I believe.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it's worth it with Michael J. Fox, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Hey, so talking about the Allen show, that's a sold out vendor show, right? No vendor spots. I can imagine that filled up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's bigger. It's a bigger dealer's room. So
So you guys gonna have the main floor in that?
yeah,
Yeah,
or it's
big.
let's see, we're going from like at Plano it was like we had like a total of 35,000 square feet of vendor space plus celebrity space. Here it's like 53,000. And so the dealer space is going to be like close to 40,000
Wow.
square feet of dealer space.
It's a beautiful venue.
And it's
yeah,
good.
it's-
It's good dealers. Again, it's going to be, toy dealers, video game dealers. We didn't have to compromise, and bring in, stuff
Something
that's
different.
junk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait. So should we talk about the partnership? Might as well,
We
since
might
this
as
is
well.
not gonna
We
air.
probably won't air
until-
until after.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Or
around
right
that time,
before.
right before.
So
Yeah. So want to talk about it a little bit?
yeah, me.
Yeah.
All right, so Frank and Scott came to Crispy and proposed we got SWAP-A-PALOOZA pop-up coming and proposed maybe a partnership where we can do a market here at the store. So we came to the store, we checked it out, and we're gonna go ahead and pull the trigger and get it going. We got a lot of spots, we got a lot of space. It's gonna be, oh my god, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
So here at Fan Fortress, what's the date? What's that date? March
Saturday after Retro.
after it.
Yeah,
It's going to be an outdoor market, so we can tell you that.
Let's look it up.
We'll start.
Is it 12?
We're already going to start planning for that today.
Yeah.
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 It's
So,
already started, so.
so if you're watching this and we haven't
It's the
found out-
11th. Yeah,
March
March 11th.
11th.
Yeah,
11th.
Saturday, March
There
11th.
you go.
Then right after that, Sunday will be Dusty Attic.
Dusty Attic will be
So
Sunday
it's just
after.
so we can just keep rolling with that weekend.
So yeah, that's going to be a double header weekend. Nice. So for that event, the outdoor event, I think we said hours maybe what 10 to 5 maybe
10 to 5,
Yeah.
something like
10 to
that.
5, something like that.
It'll be special.
All day event.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, we won't run y'all off. It stays
Oh
as
yeah.
long as you don't want. It don't matter to us.
Yeah. So we got a lot of.
We'll have the cops close the street down out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, we're right off of Main Street. You know, the
There's a lot of
traffic's gonna
traffic.
be here.
Yeah.
We're gonna have I mean, just off the top of my head, the diversity of vendors we'll have will be plentiful. So can't wait to see that. Well, maybe the first of many, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this
Yeah.
might be
That's
an
what,
ongoing
when
thing.
we
So
started this, we didn't, it was a one-off show. Like we've said in so many episodes, it was SWAP-A-PALOOZA was a one-off initially.
yeah,
And then, okay, we'll do a pop-up. Because the feedback was good. And now what we're doing, I just feel like its potential is very high. And we're very thankful to y'all for even
yeah.
considering us for this.
Mhm.
So, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm
it'd be
still
fun.
high off of that first event we had.
Oh,
because,
me too.
Dude, it was insane. It was popping. We had hundreds and hundreds of people come through there.
You were there. You were set up.
Yeah,
How- what was your opinion?
Oh, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
It
It
was
was
laid
nice.
back,
Yeah, it was
relaxed.
nice, relaxing, and
Yeah.
the weather was great. and
Yeah.
It was like a
It
hangout.
was, yeah, it was just
Yeah.
everybody had a good time, and
Yeah.
that's the whole point when you're doing toys, because you want to talk toys and have just
Yeah.
be comfortable.
Exactly.
You know, because a lot of times when you go to big shows, you're not comfortable.
Yeah.
You got some vendors are just like hurry up and buy and get out. Or
Yeah.
don't. You can't ask questions like, well, this and that, because they feel like they're
Yeah.
annoyed by it or
That's always
whatever.
the
So,
vibe I've tried to do with even my backyard shows at the house
yeah.
that I've done. Just kind of like, I've been told it's more like kind of like a party in a way, but it's
Yeah.
a show too.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not a party, it's a business. But we do try to make it as fun, engaging, interactive as possible with the people.
And that's
and the
sometimes
vendors.
hard to do because a lot of times whether you're a picker or just a shopper or whatever, you go in, you look what you want to get. If you don't see anything, you're out. At the
Yeah.
first SWAP-A-PALOOZA, the biggest part of the feedback that we got, it's like everybody stayed. Everybody
Yeah.
stayed and they hung out. It was fun. And that's kind of the vibe we're going for. Obviously, we attract different markets. We have, vintage clothes vendors, sneaker vendors, TCG, Pokemon sports cards, Funko Pops, vintage toys. So we kind of like, a lot of those markets, they cross over. We're talking, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And especially with like the retro gaming we were talking earlier. And one of the biggest craze here in the DFW area is the vintage clothing market. We all know that. It's crazy. And so you kind of mash them all together, and it's like just this huge conglomerate of like collectors.
Yeah.
And the markets cross over. It's pretty cool.
It's why a lot of people think it's a pop-up or pop show. It's not Pop Swap. It's not even a toy show. It's just like...
It's a collector show.
Yeah, it's really that's what it is.
Yeah.
And, we hadn't really put an actual... We got a name, but we haven't put like a niche on it, and I guess that's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's a collector show. There's no.
It's a palooza.
It's a palooza. That's exactly what it is.
It's a party.
Yeah, we've
it's a
got some
swap
people
party.
with clothing lines coming up to the one. Not just plugging myself.
Yeah.
Make sure the clothing lines coming to their own stuff, and it's just very exciting.
Yeah.
So.
And we always promote like the local artists as well. Like,
Yeah.
we had David Sanchez.
That's the only way you're going to succeed is you got to help each other.
Yeah,
The toy
exactly.
business.
We'll push everybody. And who else we had? Francisco, a local poet.
Poet.
Yeah. So he was there having copies of his book, signing them. Yeah, so he did really well.
Yeah, he said he had a good time, and his people came out. People that wanted to meet him. You can buy it on Amazon, but they actually get to meet him.
Yeah.
And they enjoyed that.
And David Sanchez, he went out of his way to let us know that he did better at SWAP-A-PALOOZA, like money-wise, making it fun, sales, than Collecticon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I never done Collecticon. I have mixed. Well, I don't have a lot of Pokemon
It's a big
stuff.
show.
But
it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
It's a part. There's just like a party too. They got the concert thing going. And
Yeah, the
Vanilla
concerts are
Ice,
cool,
Master P was there at the Houston show.
Oh yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
Mr. P was in Vanilla Ice.
Oh, they had Master P's.
Oh, really?
Master P was in Houston as well.
Oh, okay.
Vanilla Ice and Master P.
Vanilla Ice was here just doing covers of everybody's song.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Everybody's song but his own.
That's funny because that's what everybody said. I was like, dude, he didn't even sing any of his songs.
We heard Ice Ice Baby twice and everything else everybody saw.
Kinda like covers of other
But
songs.
yeah, man. So this is gonna be.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, it's
Super
an outdoor
exciting.
market, plenty of parking. I mean, we'll set up space, parking as well. We'll probably have it, blocked off so everybody can set up and just be on the lookout. It's gonna be crazy. We'll have flyers and stuff starting to circulate at the Retro event. Probably, actually at Palooza.
Palooza, start Palooza.
We'll start at Palooza. The following weekend's Retro, and then the following weekend will be the outdoor market out there.
So SWAP-A-PALOOZA on the road.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
get
kind of how we wanted to advertise it. Road tour, outdoor market. Yeah.
And a lot of things,
Partnership with Fan Fortress.
some of the guys that set up as y'all's spot never come to this area.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
So it's going to be new
Yeah.
Yeah.
stuff that for these people in this area that haven't seen, you know.
It's not really a show.
So
right?
no, there's
Except
nothing,
for now,
nothing besides the North Dallas show
Yeah.
that's in Plano now that's
Yeah.
closer. But usually half the people, don't come further up this way, so which is going to be good
Yeah.
because it's going to be all new faces and new stuff.
Off camera
so-
earlier, I mentioned that to Frank, is that we set up at the Dallas Card Show right here at Waters Creek as well. And people always ask us, are there any other local shows, toy shows? They're asking about toys specifically. So, hey, this could be it.
Yeah.
This could be the first one, at least.
Yeah, first one for
First
sure.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be great.
Super excited.
In terms of like turnout, I mean this area is pretty busy as it is already.
That main
So-
street's just going back and
Yeah,
forth. During the day,
think
like,
people just
Thursday.
people passing by.
Yeah.
They're like,
Oh, they'll want to stop.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
what
because they're
is
going to see
going
all
on?
these people
We
out in the
saw
parking
these
lot,
tires,
and
people, they're gonna Get curious.
they're going to see what's going on. And there's like a little thrift market down the street that's always busy on the weekends. So
I can imagine that foot traffic comes.
So they're gonna see that because what they're gonna see is the white tables
Yeah.
on the parking
Clothing
lot. So they're gonna
racks,
think
yeah.
it's like gonna be like, oh, dude, there's a flea market or something going on, and
Yeah.
stop. Even if it's not, they don't even know they collect toys,
Yeah.
but they're gonna stop just to see what's going on.
You know, one thing I'll say, just to add to that, you're right. This area, I mean, in general, the DFW area, people love like pop-ups. They love the outdoor markets. Everybody's looking to shop local.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. It's almost like a fad on
They
this.
got
It's
popular.
definitely trendy.
Yeah.
Because I go to a bunch of pop-ups in Dallas, and I mean, it's every other day, even during the week they have them.
Yeah.
And they're always packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well, this area that we're in right now, like all behind us and all across the streets, all residential.
No.
So there's tons of just like families.
Mm-hmm.
The high school's right here. Allen High School is just like, what, 3 blocks from here?
Yeah, the high school, the middle school, and the elementary school.
Yeah, it's all
way.
right
Wow.
here.
So there's 3 schools. And that's another thing that we can even do. Just
Yeah.
put a flyer to
Promote
the
it.
teachers and say, hey, by the way, we're doing a
Yeah.
toy swap. You know, let the kids know or something.
So
how
the
so,
potential's high. It could be really, really good.
yeah.
You know, once a regular thing, maybe we'll see.
Yeah, you never know. This is
Very exciting.
I'm just coming.
Yeah.
Obviously, I got the phone call. Whenever we discussed it, I was like, I want to say yes right then. and
Yeah,
there.
you
I was like,
did.
let me talk to Spinny. Just confirm it. I know we got a lot going on. Of course, I didn't even finish my sentence calling him. He's like, yes, let's do it.
He was like,
I mean, I did it right. I was
Fergus
like,
got one apart. Bet, let's go.
yeah, I was like, he didn't even hear me out. He
Yeah,
was the
he
first
was like-
sentence. I didn't even finish it. He was like, let's do it. And then I was
We're
like,
ready.
oh man. But coming out here, seeing space, talking it over with these guys, now I'm even more excited. So
Then like you're gonna have Retro Expo that first weekend
Yeah.
after, you know, before. So then whoever's signing up can just give out
Right.
passes
yeah,
at Retro Expo and all that.
free
That's-
event.
Yeah, free
Free
event
event.
for the following weekend.
Yeah.
So there's
It's like you
Oh,
get
yeah.
your,
it
your
should be
fix.
pretty crazy that,
It's like you
Yeah.
get your
Following
fix this
weekend,
weekend. Guess
so-
what? We got another
Yeah.
event next weekend.
or you meet me here next weekend. I'll
Yeah.
bring it. I have it. I don't have it
Yeah.
here at this show, but I'll bring
Yeah.
it to.
Oh, yeah.
So
One thing y'all could do for us is leave in the comments what y'all want to see, what kind of vendors, besides maybe what we.
Or items.
Or
That's
items,
another
yeah.
thing. Because
Yeah.
people are looking for specific things.
Yeah.
So,
That's what,
yeah.
yeah, like, shoot.
yeah.
We got so much different stuff coming. The pop up, we can.
I know,
Expand
especially
that
with the
this.
vintage guys, they're always looking for that one thing where accessories. I
Accessory,
don't.
yeah.
I've had that question so many times. Hey, do you have accessories for this, whatever, this,
Yeah.
that, or the other?
Yeah.
You know, you get that a lot. I know
Yeah.
when you have your bag of accessories, sometimes
yeah,
people go crazy.
It goes
right?
nuts. Yeah,
Yeah.
accessories are just that's sometimes more than the
Yeah.
Take a
figure.
break sometimes.
So
Yeah.
I
yeah.
got the anime figures and they won't have a tail.
No.
We have a tail. I'm like, well, I have this box of tails. It's got like 6 tails. You can go through them. That would fit.
Yeah.
They're like, well, never mind. I'm like, okay, good. You need to tell that bad.
Yeah.
But completionists, people like the stuff.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's what happens when you go thrifting, you know, and stuff. You find loose figures, but no accessories. So you're always like, oh,
I know you guys do this. I know I do it all the time. But sometimes I'll buy a figure, even if it's incomplete, for parts.
Oh,
Especially with like the old Zords.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're always missing something. But I'm like, that leg looks better than the one I have.
Yeah.
Let me take it off and swap
Put it on.
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Smart.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens all the time for me. Especially at the flea market, you find beaters and stuff. I'm like, I'll go ahead and I might have a piece or two I can complete this with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that happens a lot.
And customizers. There's so many people that do customs now.
Oh yeah, there's that one guy. He sets up at Retro. He does. I think he does the Hulkbusters and he does like a R2D2 conversion. Have you seen him?
I think so.
Yeah, I forget the guy's name. He drives a Toyota Tacoma. He's always buying like loose figures for me for customizing. Yeah.
Yeah. I
he
think I've
has
seen
some
his
pretty good
booth.
stuff. Yeah. What else? What else? Man, dude, just so much. We got to get to work hard on this. We don't have much time. It's literally weeks. But
Yeah, it's weeks, but I think it will be. It's
We'll
enough
get
time because
Yeah.
it's what's going on. So we'll have different things, you know, different
I
shows
mean, they
to
got
help
great
promote.
promo. We take our promo very serious. You take your promo very serious.
Yeah.
Which I want to ask you,
So
with Retro Expo, what's the whole retro brand? Like starting from Mania, however long ago, to now, how is that like? How have you grown so much and in different states and?
Yeah, you know, I've been doing antique shows. That's what I started out doing, is putting on antique shows, and I've been doing that for like 12 years. But I collected toys and comics and stuff like that. But I started setting up at my antique shows as a dealer, so I'd sell Star Wars action figures and stuff like that. And COVID kind of like took that market out. A lot of older folks had to retire and stuff. And so, you know, my wife and I, Gail, we were just like, well, we could do a toy and comic show. We'd done one toy show before in Oklahoma City, and it was a successful show. And it was right before COVID happened. And that was like some hope. So kind of at the tail end of it, we started in New Braunfels. This is our 3rd year doing the New Braunfels show now. And it was like, we did our first show there, and I think it was 2020, November 2020, and we just did half the space. Now we do the whole building, and people were just like piling in the door.
Yeah.
just like tons of people, and we were supposed to close at 5, and people were still piling in the door.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, the dealers are going to get mad if we close. I'm just going to let it go until it just stops on its own.
Yeah.
You know, and it did. It eventually, like, kind of wound down.
Yeah.
I did that show. It was a good show.
It was,
Yeah.
that first New Braunfels show was
That's when we went down to San Antonio.
crazy.
Afterwards,
Yeah.
we did.
and then we did Traders Village right after.
Yeah, you guys said
It was a
yeah.
crazy weekend. That weekend, oh man, yeah. Patrick was.
Still want to do that show. Trader Village out there.
Dude, it wasn't even a show. We just showed
yeah,
up.
we just showed up. And popped up. Yeah, it wasn't even a show. We just went.
Crashed it.
What ended up happening was that Saturday, it was like so electric. We're all high off of like a great show. It's the first one that I was a part of, and apparently it's the first show there. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that we were on a high, and then he's like, "Hey, let's go to San Antonio. Let's go." We
Yeah.
went, dude. We killed it out there too.
Yeah, because they didn't see anything that what we had
Yeah.
in a long time. Because they go, the pickers there already were used to whatever they find there, and then we just showed up out of nowhere. Because there was a section where all the toy guys and collectors were on the opposite
That
end.
one lane, yeah.
And we decided, I said, let's go on the opposite side, because next thing you know, all them vendors are coming over here to see what we got, and we're
We
so
killed
like,
it, dude.
yeah,
We
we're
sucked all the money out that
yeah,
Everybody was
yeah.
out there spending
Those
money.
weekends, I think it was hard work. Don't get me wrong,
yeah.
it was hard. Like it was, because I mean, we stayed at New Braunfels, and we didn't get
Yeah.
done till like 9.
Yeah.
Load in,
8,
load
load
out,
out,
load in,
and
load
then
out.
we got to the hotel. We had to drive to San Antonio,
Yeah.
which is not, it's not close to New Braunfels.
Yeah, it's not like next door.
Yeah, it's not like a
45
20-minute drive or
drive.
so. But then, after standing on your feet all day, and then we went to Traders Village early in the morning. You had to get up early to get the spot, unload the trailer again after you just did it like 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
And it was a
was
lot of work,
tired.
but it was worth it. It was totally worth it. Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah. I think all of us that did it made a good enough amount of money to enjoy it and remember it. So
Well, we just stuck with retro because it seems like it draws a different class of dealer and a different customer. Like it puts in their head that you're looking. It doesn't. It can be modern. I mean, we don't disallow anything modern. I mean, people bring modern comics, modern, obviously pops, modern
Black
action
series,
figures,
yeah.
Black
Black
series, all that kind of
series,
stuff. But it's based on like look at everything that's in the store right now, like He-Man, G.I. Joe. Spider-Man, Star Wars, all of these properties are from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Power Rangers, Turtles. So,
Gundam, yeah.
yeah, people keep buying the retro. They have legs. They last, you know. And like, what new properties are going to last 30, 40 years, you know?
Yeah, it's true. At least have stuff of pull power, get people in the door.
Yeah.
It's good.
I collect Mad Balls, and whenever these came out, I got the whole set. And
Nice,
I was like,
yeah.
I took them out of the box, though. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm not, but that's just to, capitalize on what he's saying. Man, dude, there's so many. I mean, Super 7 did a great job of, redoing a lot of these lines, and
Yeah.
I think I kind of left NECA for Super 7. Just because they're done so well, and I'm like, dude, it's a lot of money, but it's worth every penny for me.
Yeah. And well, a lot of people are complaining about the NECA because they're starting to break
Yeah,
the joints and
all the
all that.
articulations
Yeah.
and stuff. I get it,
So-
whatever, but Super 7 for me just killed it, man, and I just went with them. That's all I tried,
Yeah.
in terms of the new stuff.
Yeah, they're bigger figures. The Thundercats and the Turtles are awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pricey, but for me, man, if once you display them out of the box, dude.
Yeah, they look good. They're more of a, like, say you got rid of, because I got rid of all my vintage Turtles. And
Yeah.
then I was trying to choose between NECA and the Super 7s.
Yeah. It was hard to kind of, in the beginning, I didn't know. I
Yeah,
was like,
but then you look
Super
at, the
7,
more you look at Super 7, it's kind of a vintage high-end,
Yeah.
sort of, the more you look at them.
They display
So,
better.
yeah.
100% display better, in my opinion, fellas.
Yeah, I know.
Because I know there's a lot of NECA freaks out there.
Yeah, they are. They're
A lot
like,
of
what the
yeah.
hell?
Especially like the quarter scale guys that, they swear up and down about NECA, but I like them all, but prefer the Super 7 stuff now.
Yeah.
Especially Turtle stuff.
Yeah, and then when they release like the rare figures, like they did the Scratch,
Oh, yeah.
like you're not going to get a Scratch.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can
you
get
can get it, yeah. Not all of us are Sean, where he's got 8.
Yeah.
Dude, I forgot what show we took 4 of them, and I was like, bro, now you're just flexing.
I know.
Yeah, but they're all different prices. I said, I understand. Yes.
Yeah,
That's one of like the holy grails from the
for the Turtles, yeah.
it's awesome. So, man.
We used to have a lot of stuff at the shop. We had the shop.
Yeah.
Those old school shit, the
Yeah.
cassettes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Kiss. I mean, all these people, they collect something, and that's the
Yeah.
good thing about going to these shows. You're gonna find something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes a little bit too much, like for us. You know, we're always buying everything.
Yeah.
I think the first time I did it, I was very intimidated because I was like, just have pops. I was like, oh, we'll see how it goes. But I did well. I said, yeah, this show was like a lot first for me. You know,
Yeah.
the big booth and
Well, Pops too. I mean,
Yeah.
they do a lot of lines that are vintage. Too,
yeah,
so
they do.
like,
That's
so-
what I really kind of look at what I have. I'm like, okay, this would be really good. So I'll just hold that. Sandlot, you know, like you said, Kids, stuff like that, old school stuff.
Yeah,
Stuff moves.
a lot of us you started kind of when I started.
Yeah.
You know, our generation was a little bit different.
Yeah.
Some of the old dealers are not doing a lot of it
Oh, yeah.
anymore, and then a lot of us, like me, you, Sean, and a couple other people that we all started was at the very beginning, like, you know.
We started at the right time, I think, because
Yeah.
you know, toys. I mean, there's always has been a collector's market, but it kind of got stale. And then here
We
at
stayed- we
DFW,
stayed-
just-
we
there was
stayed
a
with-
huge
yeah,
boom. There
we
was a
just-
huge boom during
We
that.
just stayed with it because we're
Yeah.
doing small shows, smaller shows.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're doing bigger shows, bigger
Yep.
booths, and we just kept grinding.
I
And
remember there was one that we did that we used to do religiously, but it was Mark Walter's show when he used to do the Richardson.
yeah, the Richardson,
yeah,
yeah, I used to do that one all the
Yeah.
time.
That was crazy.
That was
a
fun,
good
yeah,
one.
and like I wish
Fan Fest or Fan whatever. What's the other one that Fan Expo did? The one
Fan Days.
Fan Days, yeah.
Yeah,
We
Fan
used to do
Days.
That was
Fan
fun.
Fest.
we were doing a lot. Like
Yeah.
there was literally before shows were like even
Taking off.
yeah, and we're even malls shows just wherever we could get in, we were getting in. And when we first started and doing it, and a lot of us grew out of that.
Yeah. Well,
And
we
so
were talking earlier too off camera when we used to go to Lost Toys.
yeah,
Lost Toys in Dallas. That
yeah,
was fun.
Lost Toys was fun. I think that's where I started off. I've been collecting since I was like 15, but
Yeah.
actually selling some of the stuff was at Lost Toys.
Yeah.
Just a small little table, and then
They would just host something
Yeah.
there.
their
Yeah.
their
Yeah, in the back
show.
room, yeah.
Yeah.
and
That's
there was
what wrestling is.
like a core of us that would always go there, and then some of us would just go there and never do big shows, and then
Yeah.
I started to just keep doing bigger shows because I had fun and meeting the people
Yeah.
and talking to toys, and then
We definitely come a
just,
long way.
yeah,
that's
it's
for sure,
like
'cause I
from
remember
a small little
all
room with a little 6-foot table.
this- I remember Valley View for North Dallas Toy Show
Yeah.
before where their old location in Flowers.
Yeah.
It was at the Valley View Mall.
That
And,
was fun too. Yeah, that
That-
used to be only like what 12, 24 tables on.
maybe.
Yeah, like
it was like a lot of die casts
Yeah.
and stuff. A couple of action figure guys.
I remember they allowed me to set up in the front.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got that premium spot, which was cool, and I had to pay a little bit more, but I didn't care because I had like I
Yeah.
think 10 tables or something, 8 or 9 tables.
I think
It
that's
was,
where I met, what's his name, Manny.
Yeah.
Hot Toys. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
when I first met Manny. Yeah.
Yep.
So
So like I said, a lot of us started, knowing us for a long time with
yeah,
each other.
That's been a while.
So, and then we got some of the new faces in, and and like I said, those are the ones that are scared to jump in the big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just
Just
do it. Yeah, jump in the big. Jump in there. Don't
Yeah.
be.
Secret to success.
So-
Just jump in.
Yeah.
No, it's
Stay on the
Don't that $1,200 that $1,000 booth price. It's not as bad.
It's not.
It's good.
No.
The
When I
reward
first did
is
Fan Expo, it was like it's like 1,000.
yeah.
And after I did it, I was like, now I see $1,000, I'm like, all right. It's not-
Yeah, because you realize what you can make, and it's like
long as I have
it's a no brainer. Like it's
Right.
once you realize your success that weekend, you're like, well, shit. Now I don't care about what the booth is. If I know it's going to be a busy show, I know I can make my money there.
Yeah.
So-
I do think some shows, they do overprice that. And I think some, I mean, like I just recently.
That's where I learned to start being picky with my shows.
Yeah.
Now I don't do
Yeah.
a lot of the shows.
$1,300 for 2 spots. And
Yeah.
It was like, I was like, this show shouldn't have been that much.
There was a monthly show that they're trying to throw out, and it was like $85 for a small
Forgot
table, a
about that
6-foot
Oh.
table.
The one you did. The one you
In
did.
downtown Dallas or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what the name
I
of.
did it once.
And I already knew that when you're charging $85 for a brand new show
Yeah.
for a
Are you
6-foot
talking about the
table,
one that was bi-monthly?
I don't know what it was. I don't
That one
know.
didn't even last. What are you talking about?
I guess that's I already knew just to say no because it was just wouldn't do.
Well, I knew.
So-
Yeah, exactly. I knew when they
So-
told me, because I was already booked, and I was like, oh, yeah, I have a show already. Like, well, our show's going to be better, so just sign up for us. I was
Yeah.
like, man, no, I said, I'm good.
That ain't last. last long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you kind of when you see prices like that and they're brand new shows, that means they're just trying to get for what they need for themselves and not for the dealer.
Yeah, 100%.
So
100%.
yeah, because $85 for a 6-foot table or 8-foot table, you already know that in reality you don't.
Hey, I was there. I'm gonna tell you right off the bat. They put I was in the middle section aisle.
Yeah.
I had 2-3 tables, and the people behind me had tables on the wall, and my butt was touching almost the table. You had to walk sideways to get through those aisles.
Yeah,
it was a mess, man. I know exactly. What
that's why you
saved
saving myself some gray hairs to not do it.
No,
yeah,
that was a bad one. Oh, any last remarks? Well, we got to wrap up and get started on this marketing.
Well, come by the store.
Hey, what's that?
Yeah.
Plug in your store hours.
Everything, all the information.
Yeah.
We're open Wednesday through Sunday, and during the week, Wednesday through Friday, we're open like noon to 6 normally, and then Saturday and Sunday 11 to 6 at 718 East Main in Allen, Texas.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And me and Scott are
Retro
usually not
Expo.
here, but who's always going to be here is our buddy Aaron.
Aaron,
So
shout
say
out.
hi.
Shut up.
Hey, what's up?
He called us nerds a while ago. I heard him.
I heard him, yeah, knowing what he does.
You think they
So,
podcast
but he can always reach out to me or Scott if got questions. But he knows a lot about toys and
Aaron
everything.
knows.
He does shows. He does.
He's also a nerd.
Yeah. He's just pretending to be strong behind the booth.
But yeah, thanks again, guys, for having
thank
us
y'all.
out
Appreciate
here.
y'all.
Looking forward to the partnership with you guys. And man, sky's the limit. I can't wait. So
Yeah.
excited.
Thank y'all
you
for
guys.
coming.
Alrighty, y'all.
So
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
All right.
And next episode, we'll see you soon.
This will probably air in a week. Yeah, for now.
Yeah, a week or two.
Yeah.
So,
Right
thank
before our
you.
event.